Well, we're back. Every also said in Mpensenpensenmu, I make us say lucky VK mixture, lucky here about 40 abajaso. One other Roma anafe NIB Mekuno. Your business is our business. One other Roma this ankomo ebo. Lucky VK mixture na ebo mo hu sisi etime di mo wie pay your prekope. Sa so na make us say ade a inu man teach you sisi ebo na sa pay no etime ebe mo na brabom frɛ. Lucky about it was 0243 2012 44 0243 2012 44 and 0277 4658 55. So now NIB Jumekuno so say your dream promotion is still on. Baby, I do any chair. Bia no woman when NIB Jumekuno court now on Kokasa say Oda soon up say a bem precopeno. One so as so quanso say dine out see now your materials. Oda MSC na person boama we mobile phone be now part of one of the sign Kitaudino Egua Kwemo Ediama 0% interest for NIB on 050 145 1050 and that's 050 1411 697 na BBBA intimate custom from our terms and conditions apply. Well, on the dark side of life, Director of Education, what Techiman, very Reverend Philip Obeng Omame Edafom Ayaka say, Masusana Chairman, late. Nami adma memendawe what Techiman, Ananayi on Ekoso, Nti Yako, very Reverend Philip Obeng, Oye, Director of Education, what Techiman, Omame Edafom, late Susanna Chairman, and Edafom, Nti Yako Sofpain Sanso na Nana Akosa Edinkra Rempemhene of Diayon Kwanta also Mame da from on the 13th of May Ebekwa Kujao na Akopo Mame Krabia Nana also na pay Yacha dark side of life from Kwana pay Yadiaba Edna Dark also Papa da from Opain Kufi Dako almost no year near 13th of May Ewemina School Park. Chairman Akwaba.
Yeah.
No more work again.
Yeah, Adom. Doesn't does me razi.
Bibi Akoso.
Oh, Kakakra.
Business say Cape Coast.
Something like that. Yeah, this is Kakakra.
Something like that?
Nukuna. Ngayi besi nukuna kana. Ayemi bubula.
I see.
The area nyamine.
Said you come akosi sen.
Oh, Jesus ya many power and Timu said,
we are stakeholder.
Am I a stakeholder in Sedecom? I'm not, I wasn't part of the board, but a lot of projects that started under Professor Mills' administration. Some of the projects, as I'm speaking now, were uncompleted. Some were dislocated. Seriously, I don't see what Sedecom is doing, even in terms of promoting tourism, which was one of its cardinal principles. The Ebiana.
Photocrop market. So far,
I don't know.
But Minister to Anamobi on the market.
There's a new minister. Now, those who send the matter to court, we perceive them to be MPP folk. And in delaying the allocation of stores, market and stores and stalls, well, maybe it has worked to their advantage. This is the idea now in power. But I'm also hearing from the grapevine some people are also taking the matter up to ensure the original location that was done, and court will give ruling in favor of the.
But so far, market in area juma.
Any juma be uncle. I don't know. Just this litigation, yeah. And I don't know. There's now a new regional minister. And if so, very fortunately, in Wenya, on Metro Chief Executive, as to whether they will consult with the former Metro Chief Executive to see how best to settle this matter amicably. It's up to them. I'm not a player in it. In the, I get the.
But you're an interested party.
Yeah, my party is interested because the whole initiative, its construction, was pursued by the NDC government. And they, me are interested. But many allocations to the satisfaction of all the former the store owners now. Everybody was given allocation. To the extent that one part what on in Yama or marketing the peripheral crap one more allocation. And we are adding another, which wasn't part of the original design. CCAPO, yeah, an extension of the market. No top no was a car park. The nursing wire stores. Ama Obia so we be about applying.
Who play a key role in this market project? Is that correct?
No, I didn't play a key role in actual fact, but I advocated for it when in 2008 Professor Mills promised the chiefs and people of Cape Coast there. The moment Ketina President Kufuor Okan Wansema went to my end, Oba pursue. And being close to Professor Milson, Tambia, no, I kept on reminding him the Kotokwaba market, And the Oba and the Yenya some advantage be with the Chinese government. There were $3 billion loan. The market was included. Now, one also $1 grant for the Cape Coast Sports Stadium. Cape Coast Sports Stadium now the scanners are free. Now, the $30 million market is on Otumugo to more signing.
We are worried the state of a Kotokwaba market.
Yeah, the market should have been in use by now. Woma for me, company be under the Metro Assembly or a Cape Coast Development Company. And they are overseeing they are superintending over the market. This is a political tool in it's like players in both political parties are trying to play the game in order for one to win and make sure that he is in charge. When we were constructing it, they were criticizing us after construction, so they are taking over. That's the irony of it.
When you had the opportunity to talk to the regional minister now about concerns, be our raising was here.
Oh, meaning won't come as such. Kwamina has a listening here. I must be frank. Kwamina has a listening here. When the opportunity comes, we'll discuss it.
But you've met him?
Oh, several times. Even though just about 2 weeks ago, we were at a funeral. I mean, I'm in a Kwamina, we are very close. After politics, we go. Meaning you have you one district.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So I won't hide it. I'm very nice and fine with him.
So who's Ernest Arthur? Oh, yeah, 60 out of 61.
Oh yeah, Cape Coast South MPP chairman.
That's all you know about him?
Yeah, that's what I know about him.
But are you capable?
Na muto nyepo wone papa ni sawmill.
Are you capable?
I don't know.
But you are Cape Coaster, so I'm surprised.
Yeah, I don't know much about him. Yet it's the Damaso, Yenimi also Neso. Well, he's a new entrant in the.
But 60 out of 61.
Yeah, he played his card very well.
Your cards be a play.
Yeah, sure. In politics, you work behind the scene. And I'm sure the youth are all keep going because we command majority of the assembly members. And for him to have the number of votes is not there. A guy Nantu maintain because he get 28 assembly members. 28. For him to have won that number. Not
NS guy.
Yeah, there is popular among the youth.
But Udim so a young guy now.
Yeah, he's a young guy.
Okay, so coronations from I've forgotten this guy's name at Takrade. Feeling Daddy and DSP Kodia to Ernest Ochery 60-61, 99%. But that's wow. Surprisingly, NDC chairman original Cape Coast doesn't know much about you. Makes it a bit.
Oh yeah, Atana. Oh yeah, wanna.
Yeah, I can't remember what to say. Business is a communications team member, and then he doubles as a businessman as well. Business is and I'm watch. Business is because previously you were criticizing that the dollar and corner environment is smooth, and I gonna say no man now can and they witness you work as a son.
So honestly, within just about 3 months, we went to cassette. BBR basis are preoccupied, but on a brighter side, who changes, who reviews are, the future is brighter. Okay. The future looks brighter.
Dollar did I say the same?
Is it 4.2? Because factors, I'm a dollar and a from Nancy sign. BBR said you'll be perform magic, a good initiatives, good policies are government implemented. I think earlier this year, I said, Nipano do do when there is a change in government, when there is an uncertainty about an impending government policy, Nipa a bit skeptical. And Tiana currency volatilities back akra, currency fluctuations. Namede Britain for the year example, Brexit. A concon no munyan siege na so be free you man na so move free money concon. No with their £2 for several decades. Ne been see that since the 80s. Pound no one chere. But when Theresa May came and made a stand, say ye siege na ye, or declare war, or parliament, Emma UK for who ye, Emma European Union for who ye, Emma those who deal in the pound, almost so who ye no, omu say Britain for siege na ye no, and he said, oh, what decision be able to take it with the pounder? This is the time, because someone say how much, or mass our direction, you know. Pound is a CSI SRAB, and it is doing better again. So, it be that $2. MPP are buying, or be or the or yet business or Ghana how the currency no a dini Ghana as a major investor, major partner be a new policy. MPP are buying the but His Excellency Nanado, Eddie Kasa about the state of the nation. We are can of real times so back ma address, Bama Betche, maybe a Ghana seek as echo. Ghana for the one any arrange and to tia a bani di guaco. So, it's sa factors no ama nipa who said Bibi Power and Sabi Odada. I am Sibia and Hubim. And the anan cording the dollar see the anan cording the dollar Johnny and who here. That will be as I spend it. And sa relaxation now by economy number system and our hammer currency no. Stable because Oman in a question could do about 4.6, which was very, in fact, 4.7 in a year to go baby. But to say Yankopadum, crack. Imagine within just about 3 months. Sika a cost was also better than enough for more. A very easy say by rising. But say bet near 10 no. Yeah, Ned, but so here the reduction in the last about 2 months penna. A chair will say Onyamia boy, in fact, Onyamia for so a lot is changing.
So all is well.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Under the watch of Nanado Dankwa Kufuor.
Yeah, His Excellency Nanado Dankwa Kufuor.
Business environment in Eku.
Yeah.
Doom so what's empty saying?
She I was BBI okay, she say.
And one A.
One A, say.
Mona Mabaya Mana okay.
Oh, you say to me, I said, I buy a watch mono. Yen from me, so comfortable near higher for Marco for Barberton, they tried, they did their best, almost as here. Crack. Then people buy and yet was so free. We almost so much.
Nanado still talks about promises. No, say na NDC for fees or shebo akese ultimate industry. Even at Kwau, he reminds him for nene Kwau adiche. You still think that more Ghana for no? Say the most take you off no. Do do na bit in 4 years.
Omahene, meka say a leadership. Time be ana meka say a leadership. A sa ubetwa no and ebe che Ghana for di ebedi akire. So no. Hwe say enra na e news mu say biometric auditor mo ye na anu ye. Within a month, the finance ministry is saving Ghana about 36 million Ghana cedis.
But you believe that?
Why would I believe it?
I buy NDC at the 70,000 ghost names free. And I save almost then they will save per 26,333 or so more to save. My save 433 million Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
So it means that the NDC 70,000 people, no, almost it was 800 something million for Ghana.
And no dear.
Do you believe in those figures?
Why wouldn't I believe in it? And why do you think a party like MPP taking it for granted? Seriously.
Especially in times where people have not finished with their biometric registration. And all those people will be captured, say ghost. Later when they find their feet, how do you know, say ghost? And
the exercise is still ongoing. Am I hearing? And so I can also tell you, say, it's highly probable that more will be discovered. Highly probable that more would also be discovered. And to be an African,
Chairman, they've been saving Ghana. Contractors buy or more attitude or more contract, so they are saving Ghana good money. Now
those stories are not true. Don't be bothered by cataloging these things. You see, we are I know way as you do but you know the American man will tell Nana Akufo-Addo, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got.
You got to do what you got to do. Nah, walk talking is
but they are backing with figures.
Figures.
For instance, 433 million Ghana cedis.
Say take biometric number. One will be biometric in other time now. Naziana will be with the statement there where workers are 1 year biometric. Biometric was done in NDC time. On your one period. Naziana was a minimum to wanting they should quickly one end around won't your worker. Like you were saying, they are not being rushed to do it. Anyway, as for complacency and the attitude towards some policy issues, it's akin with Ghanaian workers. I will support the government there, our onion, because but you see, all day where this problem is coming from, these ghost people. Because say Abimbia Obutum we Swanon Obenye Sky development projects.
Yeah. It's a major problem.
Ghost names.
Yeah.
Mama Kacho.
I
am from Guma days to today. Ne it is at the ministries. I want to Yemenya also. Accountant General Office. Now man food the busu bosu there. Obi college bidu Oscar. It's in the right direction. I mean, it will help Mother Ghana.
And I'm hearing some of the things we are seeing. Baby or what? Ababe nipa mi ensa na esen kabia so mo draw salary legitimately. Ube komuna ube hu list na bia be nipa 7. Enti
nipa 7 omo free.
Enti mi ensa na agi akatua no. Enan bi nso hye sum bi mu ba bia omo agi akatua na bi ka mi ensa na o ma na ye nso. What they say?
But say the music and then clearly we should know the people who we should deal with.
That is for the state security.
Yeah.
And then anyway, this time I'm the controller and accountant general. We to make create one common platform here. Whatever amount of money that you spending, you have to seek authorization. If you show payment be allowed or in and out it is recorded there. Now, impa no tell machine that you know. Impa na no tell machine that you. And feeding information into that data. Oh yeah, impa.
All right, you could that night before saying I feel lucky about for so I said, but yeah, chair and common as we are not lazy. Closak replies Nanado. The Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana has disputed President Akufo-Addo's comments that the Ghanaian worker has a poor attitude to work. The president at the May Day parade on Monday said some public sector workers, after arriving at work, waste time praying and engaging in other unproductive activities, and some even leave the office ahead of the official closing time. There's a quotation here. We arrive at work late and then spend the first hour in prayer. We become clock watchers and leave in the middle of critical work because it is the official closing time. Everything comes to a stop when it rains, and we seem to expect the rest of the world also to stop. We have no respect for the hours set aside for work. We pray, we eat, we visit during working hours. We spend hours chatting on the telephone. We take a week off for every funeral, and then we wonder why we are not competitive. President Akufo-Addo stated. He therefore charged the leadership of various unions to lead a campaign to change the attitude. And this was an interview granted to Executive Secretary of CLOSAC, Dr. Isaac Bimpo, on CTFM. They did not entirely agree with the president, and I quote him, "I am not saying we are 100% correct or we are doing everything right. Definitely, one or two people will complain about the service, and that shouldn't be an issue." So that's the position of CLOSAC after Nana's May Day speech. Chamalote, what your speech? How do we be? What your workers' reaction be bring? Is it anything new?
Okay, a statement made by President Akufo. The Ghanaian workers pretend to work, and we also pretend
To pay.
to pay. And that cycle will always be there. Matede was the president, some of them are thieves. It was all on social media. As to whether that statement is true, if it is true, then it's in a bad taste.
It's not.
Because in as much as we respect and honor the presidency, we don't expect the president to be coming out and saying such things. But is it true? We need also to ask.
He didn't say they are thieves.
No, I mean to say that if he says they are thieves, assuming.
He didn't say it, so we don't have to assume.
But if
he never said it anyway.
No, let's assume, because it's all over on social media.
Yeah, but social media, dear. President never said they are thieves. He said to okay, so it was in the public.
Okay, my chairman, but thieves.
Yeah.
No, say in quote, even if
propaganda,
if in quote there were thieves, we need to.
Why do you want to bring them in quote?
When was our ancestor Steve President on Casa? Hey, Chairman.
The president talks about the attitude of the Ghanaian worker.
Yeah, you see, we have all been, in fact, we shouldn't behave like ostriches. We have all been criticizing the Ghanaian worker.
If Chairman Lotte wants to say the Ghanaian worker is a thief, that's all can I say, no, president.
No, president, Mr. What was social media?
That's all can I say.
The workers know, that's why the workers are
responding. Who the Kawasem, the president, film say, you've been criticizing.
But the Ghanaian worker, what's your assessment?
He says the Ghanaian worker is a thief. And no person cannot.
I mean, I haven't said the Ghanaian worker is a thief. Mr. We all know the Ghanaian worker.
That.
We all been criticizing the Ghanaian worker.
That.
It affects us. The ministry is called bureaucracy for one. Oyatiti. Bureaucracy. In no question, so one great mantam. On your winning also. Because at 6 o'clock, into ministries, you will get workers there at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you ask yourself, as if a management and one was it. But then one, in Kuma building, there was this balance. There was a management once you, a management what you nazi. I don't know how to say it in Chi. But also a management once you.
What for the say World Cup?
No. And for the World Cup, I'm not there.
That's what I'm saying.
You are so much
into
committed.
Yeah.
But I get there a management what you know.
And your papa dia.
And as more get join. That's the actual word. I always was a why Mary at where wages are. And about productivity, baby, I could do the about economic stagnation as in ofi productivity. The workers' productivity. No Obama here so ye to me yejina baby. Odu se bi na get you certificate. Ane there or there submit to certificate. Ane ekohu minister bi na ko secretary wa. Aja secretary is by you. Secretary was in minister. You don't know the relationship between the ministers and then the secretaries. In fact, I know the Maka wants a move for Zuma. Hey, delay 30 sir. able do ministry be show be oboga jodo schedule officer no may. And say if the president is saying it again there eja o tu no mafo there as I way so one one year means can taste more means. And say Ghanaian workers also, but not all the workers. They believe that 90% of Ghanaian workers are committed to their jobs. But one thing, yebutum ne abanbo buono ma demo worker semi that strike opportunity is to stimulate the private sector to expand the private sector base. To absorb a lot of this because there is this mindset, this colonial mentality that has been imbibed upon us by the British colonial government. And so, a student coming out of the university, although I have management, white collar job. Now, I am Zuckerberg. That's Snapchat. I bring JB was on Stanford University. How he started that camera shots. Most of year or the Burma in the Wabeazi. Facebook say they were fighting for it. They want to buy it at $3 billion. The guy is making money at $6 billion. He's rich. Now boy knows the buying. He's worth $6 billion. He's a student. He started it. One dormitory and any hall of residence. Or no shasi shomowaye nti de bia ya mebisa mu there and Ghanaian graduates are waba out nti wo school ni ya won to mo plan bibi de waba out ayesu ye botum ya actually a lot of Ghanaian students are go university ya waba out with the degree in human resource the human resource is buying over for as the government agencies and departments and ministries what ya he no over for one. It gives room to these ghost names here. It gives room. And see, there policies be or there initiate those policies to help expand and to even finance young graduates of out. Wonder why it's serious. That's why President Mahama or the Youth Enterprises Service or the Bay. Since Megizida when good. Wait to make one of their communicators, young man, over in Pukuma, John Kuma. You know, we should learn because at the end of the day, so you won't be appoint you to that position now. You should be very initiative and come out with policies because you should I won't wish evil for you because if I wish evil for you, most of them maybe are secondary school and university or so big boy ejuma no so be ejuma ye onu so ejuma no ka shemu na no ejuma na no anu so butuma to bi waye bi dama na Ghana yem puntu baba
thank you
nti me jizi there Ghanaian workers for what the president has said so one can't hear one there wo wiwe nyama wo ejuma na also there one attitude to work on ya. Then they, as an association, today a close agreement, they should sit down and interrogate the matter. No one should, they should have an introspection. There, and President Morgan, is it the mind of all Ghanaians? What abazin able to me able to was them perception, because sometimes perceptions are real, but it is the truth of the matter. See, once we are there, we are introspection.
Okay, Preco.
I'm here, Benjamin Denzi.
Where?
I'm here.
Okay.
See,
Also, when you
call a bit more CMB.
Me, yeah, Benjamin.
Give her GNTC now.
Oh, David, I'm self-made. The minimum Oregon, so I'm go there or picket in Yama or picket in Yama with Mama.
Milk need you know.
Hey yo, there was the one I was here prayers.
But what from that mentality, I know you devote too much time for prayer at our
God is supreme. For me, I believe in that. But yeah, if you ban, Jay, bomba. And they say, you share with mom, they are bomba. On your banana, obey hallelujah songs, bay basa. If Psalms so and so, the Lord is so and so. If you be speaking in tongues, obey name, I'm out for Google at the office.
We're back. No, I'm interested in fruits, but a birthday message in common Anastasia, Kenetasia, rather, Jill, also from your parents, and I'm there. Happy birthday and come on.
Yes, sir. President, on cassette, the Ghanaian worker is lazy. So they had any put in. Also, they all kind of doing in our stress. It's a yen attitude towards work.
The Ghanaian workers are lazy. What is your challenge with that? Because it's pointing to a part. Who attributions in that? It points one thing: lazy, not patriotic, not ready to serve Ghana. In that basket, probably be our person also. If we are lazy, we are lazy. How do we shape from our laziness? Because instant society in now quite Mako say adaje now with prayer. And now quite Mako can coil to Ejma. When now quite man now quite 8 o'clock. Now where's the time about no a free now contempt. So these attitudes.
Oh, interpretation, no, they are say lazy.
No, but Nyoma or can one some name one more mind to yes.
And one more
and your papa.
And your papa.
Good.
Eti enya papa
ti saa suban nsem fata na man pay tu for say yen twem fu no kwesa saa na tie e we ministries na ana aban adwuma odo nyina
enya aban adwuma nyina ebinum wo ho a sebe omode ensie eye omo adwuma oku na niku na adwuma ho I've had the opportunity of doing my national service with the audit service entina ye hwe aban adwuma ba bi aban sika kono said the omodi adwuma. We had the opportunity to in fact examine ye nisam ye hwede ye koso ye hu bi so no and then I know what we national service no somewhere along the line I served as one of the accounts officers at a municipal assembly for some time and a major or a tukwan and also so I had the opportunity of working in the government local government setup then also minya first hand experience of said nipa your attitude at here and then again before I mean koyesa abayajuma I also worked in the private sector and said I mean abayajuma na major private sector na ho ako abayajuma no me who the kind of supervision pressure just a resource private sector no of our adwuma wo hwe free ho and me ko wura abayajuma mu nso so no the kind of results are public sector na area free ho and so said you be aye ne de and so ne yewum so hono na sieye ni yie mu a ye nyina ye kwa adwen krom ye nyina ye adwene baako na sieye ni yie ye sosom na etimi hyehyɛ ne ye yie a ne yie mu a bureaucracy adia baako bi a bia sebe mpreduasa enka baako fo bi betimi atena computer bi achi aye adia baako bi a ye betimi aye system such that ehu hia se ye betwe ntwan ase bebree ye betwe ntwan so bebree no unfortunately your system na wo ho no said na uncle alote kan said the colonial masters ni ja ho ma ayen no saa na tie na ye guso de ye adwuma enti ensakra bebree bia ntimi mai enkoyi ya na enkoyi said ye te wo no saa na tie and we are not changing it once sanon so a wontimi fa system kro na no empire results for why would you use the same system to expect a different results so no and the president asema work no or fre ye nyina wo hwe aba ya 2 year ya o man hene hwe the results of the past election just the election ya hold year na nado be ya president the way the Ghanaians voted utimu say as a revolution and kasa through the ballot the expectations of Ghanaians e was soro pa enti ono so kwotena ho no de wo nim and wɔka sɛ sɛ yɛ pɛ sɛ yɛnya saa results where no nti yɛgyina so to aba wei a mom yɛnyɛ ne sei yɛn nyinaa yɛnsesa yɛ adwene sɛ wo na wokɔ adwuma na wobɔ mpaeɛ na moyɛ devotion anɔpa ansa na moyɛ adwuma ɛnyɛ wode bɔne but ɛmfa aban time no ɛnkɔyɛ devotion ɛni sɛ nka woduru adwuma mu na ɔnwɔtwe na w'adwuma hyɛ ase a ɔman hene sɛ wode 30 minutes na bɛyɛ devotion a bɔ mmɔden sɛ wobɛduru obi a nɔnso ne fa na wode saa first 30 minutes na yɛ devotion wowie a deɛ yɛ aban deɛ no fama no so ɛho no ɛmfa aban time no ɛnkɔ nkɔtɔn shirt wo private business kakra bi a wanya ako adwuma ho wokɔ adwuma no na shirt no hyehyɛ wo baage mu anaa egu yɛtete adwuma no ebinom de bi ba me yɛtɔ daa
office so
office ebi kwa no de afuru na ba bo sum akatua ba on the di kan imagine ho you see working boutique what they say see betumi aye ni ya o man hene ye ni ya ye fa we see all these things but we say sabe Ghana for yesu no niam bebre eye normal amayen anka ense say normal
before na masa no man normal amayen
oh me twen say
me ko adwuma 8:30 na me do on 9:30 am visa cool me ko na say man fa me to enso na me twitwa am say am visa normal before na agije sa no man atu am na be normal
amayen hene obi na fa adwuma enti de ofa adwuma no a wahwe wa mo abeduru adwuma mu senka ese oduru no nwotwe no oduru no nko ne fa no nka hwe nkyere wo no odwen say normal we okay because uba no nduku anya de obekasa no nko ne fa no wa ba wonka hwe nkyere
aban fem o ye de sese o ye ema na adwumayefo ana not necessarily in terms of salary but de sese aban de gu akwan mu ema me aban adwumayeni hu sampa anamo ametuyi aye ani so ama aban so de ho enwaye ma me no aye ani so ama adwumayefo
Sasa no de meka ho ne se o ahene yan nyina agitum se sebe we have a problem as a country ese e boa na solve aban nya de o say oye nyina ma adwumayefo they don't get everything here and na me I was on a different program in the morning analysis bi ana me sansem we aye koso we expect say ye tu adwumayefo ka no o mema ye output bi e betim de Ghana akwa animu oman hin obi ote adwuma bi a no num bebo a wo heta ma opeso odwane no eto da na enye laziness per se o ba bi a wote oman hin bi a ne ba bi o school mu esese okokofa no akwan a enya ensuo mu na se ensuo to a se de ni fie kwan na be yiri ensuo na be yiri afa ho na be ya din so obetimi afa ho akodu ni fie.
So the question is, so what?
That is the black man for you.
So what? So is you ebe emuna ebe se onyama obana ka baby e school baby into yam shishi.
E kwa no so ade ko no. Me justify you no be person odwane free adwuma mu ntemu.
Yeah. But all this is that's the reality on the ground. That's the reality on the ground.
Where I'm coming from.
That's the reality on the ground.
But me person me nu na adwuma ni bebre. Me te ya maka de adwuma fo timi ya mo Ghana for. But me adwuma ni no so aman hene. E bia ba bia wote ya ne gata bia esase ya yenye. Enso to be wura ni fie. And enso mu na time aso time nso obenya nko wo fie.
So we pretend we are working.
But you see, then
government also pretend.
What I say? And the systems ni nyina anya adwuma. Yen nya de be bo adwuma ni no.
Okay.
Amma wanya asumdwe de atena say na adwuma.
Okay.
So what I say?
We don't have the resources. We have limited resources.
Okay.
And no na make say. Once I make sure say your problem yen nyina gitum say your problem I say solve. But anya that crop. Won't me for that crop expect say sabio adwuma ni we fie gata e ho na e ma de yam sise ni say nso to be wura ni fie ento open tema ko fie no ye ye ma no a uncle alote die no e ho anso so ye betimi e be ya apra ko die da no ane ayo man ne die da no a enti e be ya kakra but se be kakra ne e be te ase a say die hia ne sacrifice
ebiem
o man no say na be ye no adu wache
at this point sacrifice
die ane e betimi ayo man that sacrifice all the
more sacrifices for what
se kakra na e wo ho no ye beku ye ho die aya ma o man no o man nti so no odo a obenya ma o man oso pese ye dia en hwe so obi meye ma o wan kasa free upem nya sa odo ne akoma pa no sa tema no fama o man yeah the obe to me in fact situation na o me den say the den na tie bia no finance na bom modern say kakra no tie say the tie no how de be ye what me ayama na.
Okay, so Nanado was on point.
Yeah, always on point.
No, with this particular one,
but you know His Excellency Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Onyankopon
no,
Adom.
Nanado was on point on this one.
He was on point.
Onyankopon
Adom, you know,
Omambeyi Zambia wa Kenya. Azamni yabaka drobo. Yes, the honeymoon is over. Zamni banana yebomoda.
Okay. Yeah, because what the NIB Jumekuna say, your dream promotion, eguso ekoso to make sure that you're a part of it. Say oda na usi. Na wako kansi se mu uhia nyoma od BCC with them. And I say phone be now part of NIB Jumekuna. Your business is their business, so this is an opportunity. 0% interest. They will hear say your valid national photo ID card. They call on Krabata friend number is 050-1451-050 and 050-1411-697. Now only one could dink it at home. Bill, lucky about clinic for so the lucky V Mr. Badwam so say the only mama I will see Dimuna every pay your precope. Intikope lucky V care a chira kwine na BBN team in Koso and Fama. Ocean lucky about clinic I want to chira kwine war a year Gomwa Ogwa Krom Winneba Junction Aguna Swedro Quantim so. Friend number is 0243 2012 44 0243 2012 44 and that's 0277 46 5855. Lucky about why lucky so the home abe do. The announcer newspaper chief executive Asamoah Frederick Asamoah years of Yadasi P kwa project Badwam and the Ghana in your papers or the United States of America. So chief executive announcer newspaper once again Yadasi P. So this Nanado made this speech, amongst which I buy my Ghana for binim Kasai was the renegotiation of the concession relating to ECG. Now we have 51% to be owned by Ghanaians, and then he thinks that that's a better offer, or that's a better deal. You've had stints with ECG, and you know most of the challenges. Renegotiation, is that the best way out of it?
ECG is something I can't in baby advocacy. But I will always blame successive governments for the woes of ECG. They should depoliticize ECG, period. The workers there are capable of making ECG profitable. I'm telling you. They have the finest of workers in the engineering sector. The current CEO is one of the finest electrical engineers in this country. We used to have Hatin Mensah, one of the best engineers. Now they are blaming ECG. The blame should be at government doorsteps. Because MBP over there the same thing. ECG has become a political tool to win elections. Until more money in there, when it is close to elections now, then there's pressure on ECG management. May them posts, may them cables, may them because towns and villages will be asking for either electricity or extensions. It's mobile in there. I mean extension now. I am papers. No electricity, no vote. Only the we should stop this. Abandon the electricity cost more than $800 million from Kwame Nkrumah when he used to be with PWD. Electricity company was part of PWD. No way if you. The same thing Ghana Water. The kawa kapimene. And the sometimes the psychology of thinking that private entrepreneurs and private companies open or bota or chede aban bitum ne wa yino wefi the movement no ama bibia abane to metua. Immediately that kind of mindset onyo bepa it doesn't work well. Like Ghana Telecom. Ghana Telecom or minister otumu for fools. P is name oberinga abane phone on my nani ya oya abane ka. Onya obedi Malaysians for oma azana president Kufuor Orutani. And a minister then use Vodafone for the bed. You see that mindset we should stop it. And he said aban or use electricity were minister new residence and then Flagstaff house or they ye meet a Flagstaff house. Ye meet a minister if you no office no wotia nine. Yes, your men's and go easy. Then, no matter what, in as human institutions, you will have recalcitrant workers. Once they will go wayward. But overall, ECG can handle itself. That man say maybe President Mahama or the 60-40, one was a 51, yes is 60 for government of Ghana, and then 40 for foreign participation. Now, this year, our ones are brand new there. We want the 51%, 51-49, or you're good. Wofi there is the best. It's not the best. I mean, you can't compare at the 60 to at the 51. You can't compare. 9% of it. It's no joke. If you don't want to on your back. If you what they are priding themselves with, only in there. Want the from 25 years to 20.
Yeah, 20 years.
And if you had them done, you have to do. The CP before walk over one slogan, you have to nada. When you were in opposition, you were telling these people, oh, yeah, but I'm penny, I'm on turn. I'm telling you today, I even had to lead the pool to the Flagstaff house. You find a way to go about it, even at that 60-40%. I was even advising their leadership, leaders in there. Look, you have a provident fund. When you use a provident fund, be one fund top percentage share in whatever will be floated. I'm a foreigner, but so one who has workers who was share woman that you won't be easy. But I'm telling you, this 51-49 work oh baby, you work as easy. But you see, history is there to guide us. Aqua vitesse. Shazo obey. Wobonumi ye poto. Almost wo collapse Ghana waterbo. We don't appreciate what our Ghanaian workers do for us. Here also here policies, here style of governance. No man here governing institutions na zu ogu. If you will turn around to blame some people.
I see. Welcome.
Sir, Mpensenpensenmu. But I think sir, me who more I don't know what mind. It's a phone of money you know say sir buying interfere baby a bit delay a bit check. As a renegotiate young in term, but as a government still the bond you so never be home into go so the say remunti bema processes and asache. O man hene say beche ubeye ni ye. What I say? Oba to bo no aye ni ye prekono. Any say obeye in tentem. Now they are after 5 years, they Ghana for work is again. Emu dia na happy. What I say? Obia kwa agreement. Ten off concession they ma private investor. 25 years. Now 25 years. After 15 years, and son as our major changes be in decision. Only na kosi nkonya. And the first 15 years no. Or the fa adie no a sebe or the fa benku no ani nyiwa na ohwe no or the fa nifa no ani nyiwa na ohwe no uni asem biaka watechire wo sagu achi. This government says no yenhwe se e be reduce sa holiday ni ade ma no so on fa me ya ade no in fact or the sika na e ba be sem no ba be ya adwuma no. But the problem is as so man e break kakra e san so this guy ba ninti na ototo ne nema se de be ya no so obenya adwuma na oba ya no mfa so sa 15 years ni too much ye ma no 5 years. Public Utility Workers Union, Omwani Aji, ISODEC, Ani Aji. Sorry, I say. These are all people who are
as a public utility workers. When you are in this publication will come there. I think who themselves will come.
They are happy. Their papa can say, but their chairman is saying, say, if the president had told them this earlier, they would have been happier. He is quoted as saying, in fact, President can say, well, what say ya? In fact, they would have been happier. Now, come when the budget cried before they made their speech. Because they didn't know all of this. So what you say? Now they are happy because under the agreement, a brand of Ghana for who acquires agreement when now some acquire agreement 60-40 and 5 years guarantee of work for the workers of ECG or for 5 years. After 5 years, in the agreement, and 21 hours after 5 years, make me
okay.
So what you say? But this government says no. On when Ghana work the workers are happy. I saw that is happy because almost they raise those concerns over and over and over. Nobody listened to them. But the government comes in, all of a sudden, he's listening. So what you say? There are times lobbyists in Susu. And to a person the press about also. Men can say except your lobbyists. No, that's not what I'm saying. There are people who are interested, probably for their own reasons. Obeto to make up since I had no. After 5 years, you work as a or say let's review those things. They say say 2 for no joint venture. So I say what they were pushing for was a joint venture. So ECG should be made a part of the agreement. So they buy our cost the distribution and yes, outright takeover by a private entity. They are also pushing for that as well. Government is listening, looking into it, how it can be done for everybody to benefit.
I see.
So I know. And say a better your boni aye. Me did say a better my change a better to make will rush and do it after 5 years. Now ECG workers, imagine workers are ECG form Ghana. Especially my area in accountancy. But are doing so with my because we hear they pay well, they take good care of workers. Now all of a sudden, we made to be a real school after 5 years. No sending cooking and kakabefi because we have agreement after 5 years need me.
So when did this service? When it's about this matter?
Massa. And none of that honor. And none of the
Chairman, wrap up. No, I be first time by.
Aqua Vitens will be take over Ghana water. He knows the track record. In summer, they thought heaven was coming onto earth. What they said the most are rapid. The man was a rapper one Aqua Vitens Charlie. He knew DJ. Saka was hacking. Ghana water for me.
Aqua Vitens run.
No, but I know now about the BCB. Oh, that is what the government now want a repetition. Anything I say, any abre say.
Yeah, what's a wager? What's a wager? On your day when you penalty is a wager. Wusu.
What's a wager?
What get your fancy get your there. Oh, make it easy. Or the ninja. On your day when you there's a wager. Wusu bang. I don't know that I don't want to. I was private. I know who Vodafone.
Oh my goodness.
So Vodafone and Vodafone.
No, what is it?
Vodafone
na egu no. Ghana Telecom na egu no. And that's what Vodafone. Nefe.
Say I'm happy.
Yeah, na ye ni o man hene. Enye privatization e keka abegi ska cha gu.
I'm happy government is listening to the union. The ECG wants to have a strategic at the stake in the negotiations. I mean, that is the best. But what I'm saying there is we will stop depoliticizing ECG. Oba happy as a nation. Oba happy ECG and the workers.
Chairman, the MPP deal. That's what the party differences in the
Oh, that be what I'm saying there. It is good.
That's all come for government and the policies that they are.
If you have opened up to the workers, I mean the MPP. Well, I haven't done the magic MPP that because MPP will get all the white or your black.
Oh, and then Papa Jamana.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Wakakacha DKM so. Wakakacha DKM. Oh, first 100 days in office. You bought your who's come on.
DKM akuti saying.
Oh, DKM. Ngofina jazira wo bodia. Yet they been po one bus load what is snaps na. Ngozo na
abane for to be na moti.
Also, Diana also my body. In fact, omo dani Diana rather.
Because abane to na mo.
Omo dani Diana because I say. In fact, he was interviewed. Mo network ya na interview no say. Omo asase e jiska no. Enti say
yeah,
Mama Nancy, Bankwa, inspector was police. And a police commander, Yoko boss, and so Shani, prisons, Shani. And then some Benete Bushan, good morning to you. Namia Duma or the Chinacha.